This is Defense Grid Gold being played on OnLive. The level is Onslaught, part of the Borderlands level set, which I think was originally DLC, but it's just part of Defense Grid Gold, and it's one of my favorite levels. Let's watch why. Notice that the cores are all in the middle of this level, and the objective, or the enemy objective, is to steal your cores and run off screen with them. So you're supposed to defend against 4 entry points and 2 exits, which can be quite challenging. And this level is deceptive because it seems like it would be obvious. You just surround the cores with gun turrets and there's no problem, but that's not exactly the case. And you'll see why later, especially at the end of part 2. You have to prepare for an air attack. That's the key to winning and earning a gold medal in Onslaught. And the designers do a nice job of making you concentrate on your ground defenses, which can be a lot of fun, but don't get carried away and spend all of your money because you have to leave some for air defense. Now, the first thing that I do is surround the core with the cheap, inexpensive machine gun turrets, leaving only 1 entrance point. Now that's critical because it's the doorway to destruction. You're going to drive all of the enemies into that doorway and blow them up. So powerful weapons and temporal slowdown devices are your friends in this level. The most dangerous enemy entrance points are the ones on the top of the screen and the right side of the screen because they have the shortest distance to travel. So I'm going to attempt to make my most powerful area the right side of the core, where I'm going to trap all of the enemies and just destroy them with a variety of weapons. The left side of the screen isn't as much of a concern because the enemies have a much longer distance to travel. The guns on the left will pound them over time. But you do want to build up some air defenses, which I don't recommend in every level, but this one really can surprise you at the end. 2 temporal devices, which are the ones that slow down the enemies, are key because they'll really slow down the enemies. And this level throws a lot of bad guys at you all at once. Hence the name Onslaught. And that's part of the reason I think this is one of the more interesting level designs that the designers have created. Because they give you a lot of room to work with. It's actually pretty simple once you figure it out. And this pseudo walkthrough / level review will show you how to do it. So if you don't want to know how to do it, just stop watching and buy the game because it's awesome. But there's ample room for gun turrets, and you want 1 super powerful meteor device, if at all possible. But you should have no problem earning resources by blowing up multitudes of enemies in Onslaught. Notice that all of the bad guys have to move to the bottom right side of my defenses to enter the core space, and they're just being blasted by gun turrets, cannons. I just dropped a laser in there, which I'm going to upgrade, and they're being slowed down by temporal devices. But plan ahead because the enemies are going to get harder and multiply in numbers. It is absolutely critical to destroy them before they get the cores, because if they escape with the cores, there's so many enemies that they're easily picked up by a fast-moving enemy and then taken off screen, and you lose your gold medal. So stop them before they get them.
This thing's a bloody fast.
Whoops, I said I built a laser earlier. I meant I built a communications tower or whatever, the command tower earlier. They're the things that spot enemies when they're invisible. I just built a laser there. That's actually kind of important because a powerful laser will cut weakened enemies to shreds. They're actually one of the best weapons for that, but they're useless against shielded enemies, so always use them at the end of your defense grid. And rely on upgraded machine guns, cannons and meteor devices to remove these shields on more powerful enemies, and preferably just remove them altogether. A level 3 laser will pretty much get rid of any stragglers. Of course, when you get any of your guns or towers upgraded to level 3, they are extremely effective, but it takes a lot of resources to get level 3. Now that's a great place for a meteor device, which can be one of the most powerful weapons in the game when upgraded. And you want to ensure that your meteor device has a lot of options when bombing enemies. They have a very long range, and they're particularly effective when enemies are slowed down and all bunched up and grouped together. Somebody just tried to make a break for it with a core. Give up. When using level 1 cannons, the long range cannons, build a lot of them. They're fairly cheap at the beginning. They're expensive to upgrade, though. See, the enemies throw a lot of airplanes at you in this one. It's surprising. Just when you've forgotten all about the enemy air power, they just throw waves of planes at you and flying things. So take my word for it. Save some resources, build, and then upgrade missile defenses. You'll need them, or you will not make it through this level with all your cores. It's the Onslaught, after all. Notice how nothing's even getting close to the cores. That's good. That's a good sign. That's where you want to be. Unlike some of the levels that I review for Defense Grid Gold, most of the action in this level actually takes place in the second part. So make sure to come back and watch as I send thousands of enemy alien scumbags to their grave. Part 1 is laying the foundations for what we will build together in Part 2, all of us watching. It's a group hug as we destroy aliens. You don't actually need many more cannons than what I've already built, many more turrets, but you'll be upgrading them all from here, because level 1 is useless, remember that, especially with the machine guns. You need level 2, preferably level 3.
If we get through this, I'd buy you a drink, if I could.